morning, everyone. It's great to see you all here. Thank you very much for being so prompt today. My name is Georgina Vilcek, and I am one of the organisers today. So if you have any queries across the day, then please do come and find me, or obviously you can check our lanyards and ask any of the team from the ePay team. Thank you very much for being here. You'll notice from the agenda that we have lots of discussions across the day. And with that in mind, I'd really like to encourage you all to please do ask your questions. If you've got your app, hopefully you've all downloaded the ePay app, you'll notice that you do have the facility to be able to ask questions via the app. So if you're feeling particularly shy, then please just put your questions in there, and we'll try to weave as many of your written questions into the discussions as we can across the day. But that said, we've got lots of handheld microphones as well, and we will be asking you at regular intervals across the day to put your hand up and challenge, ask, put your own experience into the mix, because I think the more interactive we can make today, the better. This is a brilliant opportunity to have everybody, all of you, together in one place with all your combined experience and wisdom. So we really do want to make the most of that. So without further ado, I'm really pleased to be able to welcome our first keynote speaker, who is Nirav Patel, CEO of Andaria, who's going to be starting off everything this morning. You'll notice we've got free-flowing coffee and food and drink and everything throughout the day. And just the other thing to mention is that at the other end of the day, at around about 4:15, we will move to a slightly more informal surroundings out there with networking and lots of opportunities for you to meet and discuss some of the key themes that are coming out of today, which are obviously payments themselves, but also fraud, which is another big theme that you'll hear tackled today. So we would encourage you to stay for as much of the day as you possibly can. Please do take advantage of all the opportunities to meet and network with everybody. And just wishing you a lovely day. Thank you very much, and welcome to Nirav. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me? Okay, good. Can we just get the slides up? Thank you. So while we're waiting for that, I think Andaria is really proud today to be sponsors of the ePay Summit 2023. I can hear myself now. Good. Again, it's been, from our perspective, maybe a quick overview of Andaria. So we are a fintech regulated in the UK and in Europe, really focused on two facets, if you like, essentially offering payments accounts for businesses, really plugging that gap on business inclusivity. And the other facet, really, which is going to be the focus of this talk, is our foray into embedded payments and the evolution of embedded payments and how it can essentially take cross-border global payments, if you like, to the next level. I think it's a real opportunity to get into the details, and I'll invite you all to ask some questions, and feel free to hit me with whatever questions you've got. Okay, I'll continue to fill the time with small talk. Right, so what else have we been doing? You've seen our big stand, so please come and we've got the team in here, so if the team could give everyone a bit of a wave, they're towards the back over there. There's Helen over there. So if you could come by the stand, come and have a chat with us, we'd be more than welcome to talk the breeze, if you like, and give you a bit more of a background on what we're doing, what our plans are for the future, and how we may be able to partner, help your respective businesses. Oh, we're good. Okay. So sorry, I was looking at this screen. Right, so I've got the heady task of talking to you for 10 whole minutes, so we'll jump straight in based on this. So why am I here today? Naturally, as I just touched on, to, I guess, give you the opportunity, and myself the opportunity, to give you an overview of what embedded payments is, and really stepping into what is a constant challenge in the world of business payments, or global payments, if you like, and that is essentially B2B cross-border. In an increasingly interconnected world where, if you like, companies are operating on a global scale, the complexities and inefficiencies of cross-border payments really are or is an obstacle. However, I'm here to talk to you about what I feel, even with those challenges, is an immense opportunity. And to my mind, where there is opportunity, there is always innovation. So based on that, where do the innovations within the fintech field really lie? Or who is essentially in the running, if you like? I've touched on three elements, which you can see here. So I'm not going to go into the intricate details. I think everyone around the room is probably intrinsically aware of what all the three of these are. But I think what is interesting is that sometimes, even within the sector, and therefore externally, the terms can be interchangeable, which kind of gives rise to this image, right? Kind of everyone looking at themselves, kind of, we're all doing the same thing, but are we or aren't we? And really, what is it and who's doing what? I think the point is there are nuanced differences within each of these. I'm not, again, as I said, I'm not going to go into the definition, but maybe just an overview of where I think each of these stands today in terms of cross-border global B2B payments. Open finance, I think, a little bit one-dimensional, if I'm honest, has not really innovated to the extent that I think we were all expecting. I think that element of a one-trick pony is really focused on domestic payments. While uptake in the UK has been fantastic, it's really only centered around faster payments, BACS, CHAPS. It doesn't really go beyond that. If you look at Europe, ultimately very fragmented. I think while the Berlin group are kind of trying to bring that all together, I think it's almost a step behind where the UK is. I think we'll get there from a pan-European perspective, but there's essentially a long way to go. Banking as a service, I think by definition, now this is where the nuance between embedded and banking as a service can be, I think, very interlinked. But for me, banking as a service as a definition really sits on, what's the aim there? They're really trying to take customers away from the traditional incumbents. Now, embedded payments, I think what embedded payments is really doing is it allows customers and clients to really be focused on their core product or service, typically non-financial, and in the background there's a seamless payments offering or integration. So, which of these three is the one that I feel will kind of really support that challenge, really harness the challenge that is global B2B payments? In my opinion, I think that firmly sits at the feet of embedded payments. Now, embedded payments or integrated solutions, it essentially offers a transformative approach to kind of the old age problem of B2B payments. I think through like the seamless integration of payment capabilities into existing business platforms, be it mobile apps, social media platforms, web apps, or any other ecosystem, provides a solution that allows for essentially a seamless transaction. I think there's reduced friction, and it gives businesses the ability to leave or to leverage or get to kind of unprecedented levels of efficiency. Now, I guess my aim for this talk is really to discuss how kind of the power of embedded payments can really harness the opportunity that lies within B2B or B2B global payments. Now, here's just a flavor of some of the benefits. I think first and foremost, embedded payments really eliminates, I guess, the manual intervention that is inherent in a lot of payment processes. I think traditionally businesses have struggled with kind of the tedious and time-consuming tasks, be it invoice generation, be it reconciliation, manual data entry. I think even today, even with the technology that is available, I think there's many businesses that still have these tasks that are manual and that really with a single integration can be resolved or solved. So what is manual intervention really doing? It's impeding efficiency for sure. I think there's an increased risk of error. I think this is not anything that we don't know, right? It's increased risk of errors and therefore delays, and in essence that's hitting the bottom line of businesses. Now, embedded payments or embedding the payment services essentially will now ensure that there is an automation which drives accuracy. This, again, leads to a reduction in cost. We're now accelerating the speed of transactions. And for a business, what does that mean for them? Again, it's affecting the bottom line in a positive sense. So by embedding payment capabilities kind of into enterprise or business enterprise systems, where we're really allowing businesses to achieve seamless, end-to-end payment experience, really eliminating the need for multiple platforms or multiple intermediaries, and again, just really driving the focus on the bottom line. Furthermore, so there's embedded payments kind of addresses, I think the challenge really associated with cross-border payments. I think international payments, or generally cross-border payments, have been plagued for a long time with multiple inefficiencies. I mean, we can go, there's high fees, be it the SWIFT rails of this world, complex kind of currency conversions, I think long times to settlement, all major issues kind of across the board that are essentially blockers or obstacles. Now, that, to my mind, is just blocking the ability for businesses to really expand globally. I mean, 10 years ago, we were talking about globalization really taking over, and it's kind of maybe gone full circle. And I think now with the technologies that are back at the table or back in their new guise, it really gives businesses that next frontier to really push. But what has been the driver? So to my mind, I think it's the ability to leverage technologies, and not necessarily directly. I think with an embedded solution, a business can approach an EMI like Andaria, for example, who is already integrated into these technologies. Technologies such as artificial intelligence, machine learning, or the blockchain, for example. That essentially really delivers real-time cross-border payments, I think, for the first time, and really drives the cost of cross-border payments down to the floor. So again, by leveraging such technologies, businesses really avoid the traditional intermediaries. Again, we're talking about a reduction in cost. We're enabling more faster, transparent transactions, which I think are key from a trust perspective, especially for businesses and their respective clients. This really does open up the avenue for global growth. So another key advantage from an embedded payment standpoint is the ability to really enhance and focus on security and the adherence to compliance. That, to my mind, should not be the issue or sticking point for a business. That's for us as the regulated players within the industry to really have the focus, and important that within our solution we are delivering that security and really delivering that compliance. I think as technologies evolve, the exposure to cyber risk has escalated to unprecedented kind of volumes today. Alongside that, there are stringent reg frameworks that need to be complied with. And now this all creates a very kind of, I guess we need to create a secure ecosystem in order for businesses to get the comfort, but also for those firms really driving that embedded solution to be able to offer the service. Now, how do embedded payments kind of offer that security? There's a couple of examples. For example, tokenization. I think there's a few people in the room today that really are focused in that space. In addition to that, there's encryption. So that really, again, gives value within an embedded payments framework. An interesting one from our perspective is the utilization of SDKs inside our clients' platforms, which really drives an additional element of security. But I guess what we're aiming for is really getting to a spot where fraud, or the prevention of fraud, is paramount, and it really sits at the top. But accompanied with that is the ability to really limit data breaches. And the beauty of these things is they seamlessly integrate into additional solutions. So if we are talking about AML solutions or KYC solutions, there's a natural integration, not only into the solution or the application you may be using, but actually into the underlying process. And the beauty of that is you get a seamless, integrated, all-in-one package. So really, by embedding kind of these security and compliance features, businesses, as well as kind of the providers, have the ability to instill trust And I think trust within where global payments is really at the paramount of where we should be aiming to get towards. We're mitigating risks, but at the same time, we're fostering a very secure environment that really gives us the ability to grow, and it's global growth. And I think that is really the key. Okay, I'm almost done with kind of the run through on this, but I guess maybe one last one is really, I think, the ability to add kind of innovative value-add services. Now, traditional payments really stuck at the point of all we really offer is transfer of funds. Kind of you get in, you get on, you get out. Now, with embedded payments, there's a plethora, be it kind of the one-stop shop that gives you the value add, where today you can embed and not only get the payment service, but you can now actually get the KYC service as a part of the overall package. Now, in addition to that, as clients or the clients tend to start using payments, you're developing data, and data is growing. Now it's the ability to go and access data analytics to really understand payment patterns, customer behavior. Again, this may be a bit of a taboo subject in terms of sensitive data, and we've touched on that a little bit, but I think around that is once you have an idea of payment patterns, customer behavior, businesses are now able to target, or maybe target's not the right word, but really give the ability to hone in on what the customer is looking for and really focus on that customer behavior. So in essence, what are businesses really doing? I think that it's to empower them essentially to move beyond merely just transactions. It's really kind of to unlock the full potential of data insights and really use that as a strategic asset to elevate the business to new levels. So what does the future hold? Now, this is an interesting graph, if you like, from Lightyear Capital that really shows you kind of where the embedded finance industry is going towards. Now, these are various facets, and I won't go through each of them, but you can clearly see the big tower being really focused around embedded payments. And I think the headline figure there is by 2025, $140 billion of net new revenue within embedded finance. Now, this isn't solely cross-border payments, mind you, and that's a facet of this, but I think you get a feel for, I think, where the industry is going. I think the beauty of embedded finance or embedded payments is its resilience. And themes that I hear from investors, VCs, PE houses, really, they love the resilience of the industry. And I think this kind of bodes very well for the future, be it in the good, the bad, and the ugly times, which again, from a cyclical perspective, will always be with us. Right, so I think to, move towards wrapping things up, if you like. So the challenge of B2B global payments is substantial, but I also believe that it presents a fantastic opportunity that can be solved by embedded solutions. I think the ability to integrate payment capabilities into businesses can overcome things like inefficiencies, complexities, security risks. The other beauty, it really allows for kind of seamless automation, which again, naturally, as I've touched on a few times, reduces costs, really enhances security. I think we're looking to empower businesses to really expand globally. And the key is for the businesses to focus on what they're very good at and allow us to focus on what we are very good at. Now, by leveraging things like data insights, we are really moving and allowing businesses to innovate, and really grow. So I think as we stand on the cusp of a new era of B2B payments, I guess emerging this room and beyond this room to really, embrace this transformative journey, really explore the possibilities that embedded solutions as a whole can really offer. I think it's our opportunity, kind of this room and beyond, to really seize the chance to really shape B2B global payments. I think together we have the ability to really harness the challenge, unlock the immense potential that really lies within. Thank you very much.